Hey guys, it's me Pinky. With the new Ruins Treasure Hunt event, we also got Sandors Mainhand to buy over the Ruins Treasure Hunt event, where you need to buy 2000 chests, so basically 20k BD to unlock the weapon. I don't think it's the best way to unlock it, but still I wanted to talk about the Mainhand in general. I stayed away from making a video because until weapons are sold, they often change at least a bit, or if you see them on Pioneer first, they are often totally crazy, and then on live server they are a bit more like realistic. So I guess I make a video about Sandor once we can buy him. I expected him to be in the Dragon Layers, and that I was confused why he's out to sea already. Now we can buy him, so let's go over his main hand compared to his normal awakening. So this is Sandors Mainhand. And basically, if you compare it to his normal awakening, the Fiery Scar, which is a bit weird that he has a burning sword and he is the one fearing fire the most. But okay, let's focus on the weapon. If you compare it to his normal awakening, you will see that it's the same as his normal awakening. It's just he can attack two enemies in the column directly in front and inflict bleed. And to make sure everyone understands this correct, this is like Marjorie's disarm. If Marjorie disarms with her main hand, she will only disarm the front line normally, and with the main hand she also gets the ability to disarm the back line. Sandor can now hit the front line, and if he has the main hand unlocked, he will whatever troops are behind the back line. So if you are infantry cavalry, for example, without the main hand, he only hits the inf. And with the main hand he also hits the calves, and if you 4-star the main hand, he will also hit the spears behind the calves, and only the bowmans will not get hit by him, which is kind of good already if you like rally or solo a city, because in normal PvP where you end up troop versus troop on a garrison, for example, everyone will be one troops and the I hit more people will not make a difference. But what will make a difference is his 4-star effect with 25 normal attacks. So most likely it will be 1-star reducing the needed normal attacks to 35. Then 2 stars will reduce it to 30, and then 3 stars will reduce it to 25. And the 4-star will give you the third backline to attack, or the second backline. Let's say it like this. So you attack the front row, the row after the front row, and the third row. So now is the question, how much damage can he do? And for this we need some numbers again, and you have to be aware that Sandor synergizes very well with Sinara and her main hand. So if you have no Sinara and no Sinara main hand, Inf normally does 28 attacks in 40 seconds per column. You have 5 columns, so you will end up with 140 attacks, which is 3 activations of Sandor, which will make 1950% of your damage, 1950% of a troop's attack. Why is that? You have 3 attacks doing 550, and you will 3 times inflict bleed, doing 100% of damage over 5 seconds. So I just calculated with 650. This will be worth like 7.5 normal commander attacks if you calculate them with 260. Of course, if you compare Sandor to a normal commander attack, you would expect them to be higher, for example from the Dragon Skill, a castle giving you more, but I just compared base numbers to be like, I don't know, kinda simple. If you know at Sinara, without her main hand, you have 69% more attacks, which will lead up to on average 6.86 activations, so 6 or 7 depending on your luck with Sinara. This is why I took a point something number, because you never can tell how many activations you will have, and that will lead to 4459 damage already, which is worth like 17 normal commander attacks, which is kind of crazy already. If you know at the main hand, you will end up with something like 300. You will do 2.15 more normal hits instead of having no Sinara. So you will have 7.5 activations of this, which leads to 4,891% of damage, which is like 18.8 normal command activations. And if you 4-star Sandors Mainhand, you will end up with 2.58 times of your attacks, which will lead to 9 activations, which will then lead to 5,870% of damage, which will mean like 22.5 normal attacks, which alone shows kind of that Sandor is very strong, I believe. A lot of people consider him as weak, but I think that just comes from the fact that you need Zinara, you need Rhea, you need John. Those 3 will crit, give you bleed, and every crit give you bleed and whatnot. And then you want to have Daron, if you can, because Daron with bleed will do an insane amount of damage and give you the counter reduction. And then it's kind of the question between Sandor and Night King. And so far, I think most people pick Night King because of he gives you back 20% of your troops, he gives you more casualty rate, and so on and so on. So it was always Sandor versus Night King, but I think now, maybe not so much in stuff like Royal Battle where you fight 1 versus 1, but if you attack a city, already unlocking the main hand will change this, because it will just double up your damage. Instead of with the 4-star Sinara main hand doing 5,870, you will do almost 12k damage, which will be like 120 more normal attacks, and this will be worth it like 45 commander attacks, which sounds absolutely absurd already. But then if you 4-star the main hand and you just face 1 line, you will do 9k damage, 9.4k damage with 1 line already. And if you attack a city where you will have multiple troops, you will end up with like 28k damage, which is absolutely insane, because 9k is something around 36 command activations, which is very, very strong. If you are bleed and you are kinda maxed, I think if you want to pick a main hand to max out and you are depending between Sandor and John, I would for sure pick Sandor over John, because his main hand just reads absolutely crazy. If you have to face a max bleed and you are not maxed yourself, I wouldn't unbubble anymore, because if you can't disarm them, they will do full damage. So Sandor and Daron will completely rip your city apart with their damage, and in order to have a chance and have a shot against them, you just need Cersei's main hand on 4-star and the disarm effect of it. And if you don't have it, you have a problem. Will this kind of change something in between maxed accounts? I'm not so sure, to be honest, because I still think Cersei's disarm will be very punishing for Sandor, Daron, John, and so on. But I think this will give bleed a huge push. If you play against someone that doesn't have Cersei on 4 stars and does have a insane disarm effect, we'll just destroy them. Enjoy facing Sandor on the battlefield.